What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all on the Analysis Playground on YouTube. We're gonna do the last award prediction is Executive of the Year. This usually has to do with transactions that's done during the free agency period, trade deadline, and also buyout season, which is after the trade deadline in the NBA. I love this award. I wanted to add it to the channel a couple years ago, and I ended up doing it. So I want to continue it regardless of the views, just because it's an important award. Building the team and getting a guy that can put the team together the right way, taking gambles, taking risks, taking chances. It's how you become successful. It's how you become a person that people need on their team just to get their goals accomplished. It's one thing scouting the talent, getting the talent, putting it together, making it mesh with the right coach. It's all part of a vision of an owner. It just they need people to help them make the vision plain and come to existence and become a championship team. A lot of these people have already done it. Some have done it multiple times. Some are still on path to do it, and they're not that far. They just got to make more moves. But since they're still in tenure, they're still in the category of either they're trying to do it again because it's just part of the challenge, when you have a championship roster, or they falling apart a little bit and they're trying to get back to what they lost, or it is a team that is on the cusp of it, a couple moves to put them right in that conversation. Number one, Brad Stevens. He took over Danny Ainge's spot and has done a fantastic job. I liked the Ime Udoka hire. I felt like he was a great coach for what he was able to bring, but I feel like Joe Mazzulla just as good. I still would like us to get Quinn Snyder as our coach, honestly and truthfully, especially when we look at Luke Cornett and Al Horford and the team that we have and the way we can play offense and the weapons we have defensively and offensively. I think that we're one coach away from really taking this young team that's on the rise to a championship level. And I think Quinn Snyder can hold them accountable. Plus, he has the talent and he has the defensive weapons, like I said before, to get it done. I think Brad Stevens also always has that one move he makes every year, like a Derek White trade, like a Josh Richardson that helps you get the next player, or even bringing in veterans like Al Horford or a center that can really help protect the rim as Al Horford gets older. He's not going to be able to do the things that he does, like he already declined from his Atlanta days. But he's always, like I always say, he's not needed to do that on this roster anymore, and that helps him age gracefully, as we call it in Wisconsin. But I do love him as a player. I do love Joe Mazzulla as a coach. I met him before. I love talking to him about basketball. He really does understand the game. He really has us off to a great start, even though we did lose to the Cavaliers today. But it was another close game. This team has a lot of fight. They have a lot of love. They have a lot of tenacity. And I really want to see us get it done. I don't want us to be one of them teams that had everything going for it, and then we just came to a halt, came to a stop, and just couldn't get it done. We went to the finals. I want us to get back there, and I want us to accomplish that goal of winning the championship and breaking the tie with the Los Angeles Lakers with 17 total won, or 16. But it depends on who you ask. John Horst for the Bucks. I know they're trying to win more than two with Giannis. He has been the best player in the league for a couple years, if not definitely this year, coming in the last season. But he wants more. He said it himself. He wants to. I just got back from the Detroit Pistons versus Milwaukee Bucks game tonight, and Giannis looked hungry. The team looks hungry. They're really playing on all cylinders. They needed a coach that can really take them to the next level, and Mike Budenholzer was that guy. He helped them get their defensive schemes together. He helped their offense really hit another level that they just couldn't hit under the other coaches. But I do love the fact that they was able to bring that to fruition with John Horst. And I met Peter Fagan, their vice president. I love the guy. I met him multiple times at Summer League. We have talked multiple times too. And I just love the energy from the Bucks. They all cool, calm, relaxed, collective people that really love and love experience basketball. They love talking about it. They love learning. They love being on the same page. They love respecting each other, talking to each other with respect, and they get the points across without going too chaotic and too dramatic and too violent. And I think that that's the key of keeping everybody on the same page without trying to damage or destroy a relationship. That's how you end relationships. That's how you burn bridges. You're not trying to do that when you're trying to win a championship. Now they had that check. Now they're trying to get to number 2. They got off to the right path this season, still being undefeated, the only team still undefeated. And I like the fact that they're not getting too high. They're not getting too prideful. They're not getting too bashful. And they still respecting their opponent. And they respected the Pistons. The Pistons came out better than they did last game. And the Bucks did the opposite. They let them fight and battle, and then they wore them down. They rattled them, and then the Bucks just said, "Okay, we're gonna keep playing our game. We're gonna stick to the game plan," and that's just showing you how great of a coach Mike Budenholzer is. Stick to our defensive game plan, stick to our offensive game plan, and grind them out because they're a young team. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna make plays that we normally won't like. Or we'll take advantage of, and we're just going to win this game just off instinct. We're going to win this game just off experience, and we're just going to grind them out ultimately, and that's what they did to make it quick and simple, since I'm not going to review it because the game was a blowout. But I like the fact that John Horst has won this award, I believe, before, and if he hasn't, he definitely should after that Drew Holiday trade. And remember, they still don't have Chris Middleton or Pat Connaughton. James Jones has won this award before, and I think that he has one more move. He's still trying to win that title. Signing DeAndre Ayton to that extension was the move that they had to make. I feel like DeAndre Ayton is huge. They need a huge physical force in that paint. I love the defense that he played against the Bucks. I love the defense that he played against Jokic. Those are the players, those are the teams that you have to beat just to get to the finals. And even if you do, you still have to watch out for Embiid and those guys too in the Eastern Conference. Even like a team like the Celtics have Luke Cornett and other big guys. You need a big body, and they have that with DeAndre Ayton. He's a young guy. He can grow with Booker. Him and Booker both was high picks that was putting this team trending in the right direction. The Chris Paul trade helped make them a championship team, and they've been one for the last 3 seasons, include this year, since that trade. And now they're trying to get over that hump. I think Cameron Johnson helped that. That was a good acquisition, letting Jay Crowder go and letting Cameron Johnson grow and mature and nurture them the right way and let them know, like, you can ball, you can do your thing, but you can be a part of this grand scheme when you're ready. And now he's ready, and he has been beautiful for them too. Mikal Bridges has been one of the best defenders. A lot of people wonder why did Philly let him go, but they had Matisse Thybulle. It makes sense. Matisse Thybulle was an All-NBA defensive player multiple seasons, just like Mikal Bridges made his first one. So it does make sense down the line. I still do think that they won that trade because Mikal Bridges is a better offensive player than Matisse Thybulle, but it's about careers, and he's still in Philly. He's still ultimately in Phoenix, so it still makes sense that we have to wait to see who's going to win that one. But the Suns have made it to the finals already. They have been the #1 team in the NBA, and it's because they're all on the same page, just like the Bucks. They're just trying to get it done. Ironically, they faced each other in the finals for an epic series, but the Bucks ultimately won it. We'll see who gets back to the finals next. Pat Riley always going to be in this conversation. They was #1 in the Eastern Conference last year, and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals again, losing in the Game 7. He has one more move that he has to make, and it's the center position. Bam just can't do it. He's just not dominant enough of a player that you need to win it all. He's not AD. AD in his prime was dominant. In his peak, I should say, was dominant in that paint and dominant a little bit on the perimeter. Then you had LeBron James too. Bam is just not that superstar. You need Jimmy Butler with another superstar, and they just don't have it yet. But they have enough pieces to get it. I don't know who they're going to get rid of. I don't know how they're going to make it, but they're on the right path to make it happen. We'll just see who it is and see if it can get them a championship. Bob Myers, I got to give him credit. They won another title. I had them as one of the favorites like every year to win the title, and the Golden State Warriors have done it again this year. They're looking like they're going downhill, but it just made more dramatics. It just made for more chaos of a narrative. But what I will say is they'll be fine. Irritation, fighting, arguing is a part of what people do to you when you're at the top. They're used to it. They won 4 titles. They know how this go. They said the same thing about them last year, and they still got it done this year. That last prior season, a couple months ago, Daryl Morey, I already talked about him in the Sixers. He's still trying to find a way to win with that Phoenix Suns type of style with Steve Nash and Amari. Embiid is a better Amari. He's a better defender. He's a better post player than Amari Stoudemire already has a better career Then Amari Stoudemire start. He has done that already. I feel like James Harden is a better complement player to go with Joel Embiid than he has ever had. I feel like Tyrese Maxey gives them a slasher and a penetrator. I feel like they need another shooter. If Thibault can't learn how to shoot, it's going to be hard to start him, so they go with PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker just not the same player. He's older. He's more worn down. He's just undersized. I don't really like PJ Tucker no more. I feel like the days of him being a high impact role player is over. So I think that Thibault should be in that spot. I think they got to make a trade just to get one more firepower weapon because Tobias is always MIA in the playoffs. No shot taken at him. It just starting to become factual over time that he just is what they need. They just need another weapon alongside him, and I just don't know how they're going to get it. But they do have pieces to get it done. But they're going to have to compensate by losing something, or they're going to have to get lucky in the buyout like they did with Marco Bellinelli and those guys years ago. But like I said, they do have Embiid and they do have Harden. And Maxey is supposed to be that third guy, and he's showing that he can be that guy. We'll just see if he matures into that guy or they trade him for somebody that is that guy, like a Damian Lillard. And then Mark Eversley, I feel like he's a great GM too. He's on the cuffs of getting it all the way done right. It takes time. It's not easy. It's difficult. It might not happen right away, but it might happen this season. We don't really know. They're not that far either. They're building in the right direction. They have a lot of young talent. They have a go-to guy. They have a closer. They have another star and another star. They just need another guy to take them over the top, and we'll see how they get that player or make that team happen. But a lot of these teams are one trade away from being one trade away to winning it all, and then they just need to stay healthy, and then they just need people to close out the games, and that's what you have stars and superstars for. We'll see which one step up. We'll see which one takes their game to the next level. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out on analysisplayground.com on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Other than that, see you guys tomorrow on Thursday. And like I said, with the Bucks game, not much to talk about on that one. Just a beat down in the paint, a lot of penetration, a lot of finishing, a lot of taking advantage of a young team and their mistakes, and just ultimately staying together, pulling it out, and just weathering the storm that the Pistons fought hard to do. Not going to talk too much about that. The Bucks are a veteran team. They know how to win games. They know how to take advantage of the young teams, and they have, got that done. So that's all I have to say about that one. Other than that, see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of y'all night.